Mark and Mike from the Overtones. Welcome to the Spencer Dispenser.
It's lovely to be here.
Great to be here.
Have you had your hair cut now the salons are open again?
Go on, Mike.
Do you know what? I haven't yet, although I've made the call. I've made the call to my man, and hopefully I can get in soon.
I've been, me and my partner have been cutting each other's hair to varying degrees of success. But I think it's looking all right.
Mark. I think it looks good.
Yeah, nice one.
What have you missed most during lockdown?
Oh, you know what? I think as a band and individuals within the band, I think we've missed performing together and in front of our fans. It's last year we cancelled a numerous amount of shows and 2 tours. So you know we're literally chomping at the bit to get back out on the road this November and December. So excited to be going out and performing in front of our fans again and doing what we love to do together. So yeah, that was not being able to perform was the one of the toughest things, I think.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Mike.
If you could go on holiday tomorrow, where would you choose to go in the world?
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I went to, a few years back, I went to Mexico and I wasn't there for long. It was just a few days and it wasn't long enough. So I'd love to go back to Mexico, to Tulum and go and experience that again. It was a real treat.
See, I've been, I've got a baby, and when I feed him at night, I'm aimlessly and looking through Instagram and stuff like that. And one of the things that comes up a lot is holidays to Maldives. I don't know why. Maybe the universe is trying to tell me something. But these kind of huts on the water, and they've got slides going into the sea and stuff like that. So I think it would be the Maldives. I think that's long overdue.
What was the last holiday you had?
God, the last holiday I had was I went on a cruise with my family, and it was a European cruise, so it did like Rome and like load of coastal Italian countries, cities, and Portugal and France and places like that. So yeah, cruise.
I was lucky enough in between lockdowns last year to go to Greece and travel around the beautiful islands there. So, you know, the likes of Mykonos and Santorini and Naxos. So that was, I felt quite lucky to be able to get away and kind of helped get me through last year, really.
What TV show have you recently binged on?
Oh, God. I think I've finished Netflix now.
Wait for season 2 of Netflix.
Yeah. We're watching at the moment an amazing mystery kind of British thriller called Unforgotten, and we're so I think we're on season 3 now and we're absolutely addicted, so I could highly recommend that.
We're watching at the moment. We're watching This Is Us, and Darren's been trying to get me to watch that for a while, so he's further on than me. But we were like, okay, let's give it a try, and I was hooked after the first episode. But you have to prepare yourselves emotionally every time you sit down to watch it, because it is so emotional. Every single episode, the music, the acting, the story is just amazing. So I highly recommend it.
You should watch that, Darren, though, because if he's ahead of you, you know what he's like. He'll just tell you what's happened.
He'll say exactly what's happening, yeah.
What was your favourite TV show as a child?
Well, one that just popped into mind then, because I did used to love it, was Roseanne on Channel 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he used to be on around tea time, and I just remember he used to sit there with my dinner on my lap watching Roseanne. Had a great theme tune.
See, I used to love Only Fools and Horses, and remember, we all remember the Christmas specials and all that. Only Fools and Horses was just such it was like a family time, in my. Yeah, oh mate, come on. Play it cool, Trigger, play it cool.
You look a little bit like Trigger today.
Trigger?
I know which one had the cap on.
Alright, Dave.
Right, Dave.
Did you meet anybody famous as a child?
Yes, I did. I used to do running, like athletics and cross country running and stuff. And I did this race one day, and they had a celebrity starter, like with the pistol and everything, and it was Timmy Mallet. And after the race, I went up to him and asked for an autograph, and the words that came out of my mouth were, "Hi Timmy, can I please have an autograph?" And he looked at me and he went, "Say please."
Did he really?
I went,
oh, wow.
I did say please. He said, "No, you didn't." I said, "I did. I just didn't say it at the end of the sentence. I said it in the middle of it."
If you'd had a mallet's mallet, you could have whacked him on there.
Can't live like this.
When I was at college, I went to a college called Lipper in Liverpool, and the Queen opened the college. So she came round and she watched us perform some dancing. And then, because I was the only boy in the class, I got to shake her white glove. So that was quite exciting.
Have you got a childhood injury that left a mark on you?
I have. And you see, I've covered it up. But if under a little bit of concealer there is a big scar on my head from when I was about 4, and I was in Clark's shoe shop. We were buying my first pair of school shoes. And, when you're in the shoe shop and the guy goes like, just, walk up and down and see how they feel. I got a bit overexcited and I pegged it. And that machine that kind of used to measure your feet, like you put your feet in it and it measure how big they were. I tripped over and I cracked my head open on the corner of that machine. Like blood everywhere. They had to close the shop and I was rushed off to hospital. And there it is.
Wow. I've got a scar on my knee, and I was on my way home from school with my friends, and there were this little kind of thatch of trees in this field, and you can go into this little thatch of trees, and there's loads of branches and stuff, and we kind of made a little assault course in there. So like you had to start on one tree and make it all the way around to the same tree without touching the floor. And one of these bits was a jump from one branch to the other, and you had to hang on. It was like one of those moments of like, oh my god, it's really scary, but then you do it, it's great. And I remember this, I jumped onto this branch, I was hanging, and it was the last bit of this assault course, so then you just jump down sort of thing. And I jumped down, and as I jumped down, I landed on my knee. I kind of like hit the floor and like hit my knee, and I can remember looking down and seeing a split, like a really neat split in my trousers. And they were my brand new trousers. It's the first day I wore them. And we're walking home. I'm like, oh, my mum's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. And then I was like, oh, God, but if I'm bleeding, like, she won't kill me because she's going to feel sympathy for the cut sort of thing. And I lifted up my trouser leg, and there was a cut about that big in my knee, and it was really deep. And there was a bit of glass, like a shard of glass hanging at my knee. I was like, oh, right, okay, I better get home. So I got stitches in that. So yeah, that's
I believe that about you, Mike.
Well, yeah, I'm a soldier, Mark. I don't tend to talk about my injuries.
What pets do you have?
Come on, Mark.
Well, with all the Overtones have a dog now. I was the latest Overtone to get my little dog at Christmas. He's called Degsy, and he's a Malshi, so he's like part Maltese Terrier and part Shih Tzu, and he's a little tinker.
Where is he, Mark? Where is he?
He's in the office, Johnny, because he's liable to bark and jump up and cause mayhem. So like he's been amazing. Like he's a fun joy, really. Although he could do with sleeping in a little bit in the mornings, but we'll let him off.
You're breaking up a little bit, Mark. So I hope everyone can hear you.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
I've got a dog as well. She's called Molly, and she's a cockapoo, and she's a particularly small cockapoo. So she gets stopped a lot by a lot of people because people think she's a puppy still. But she's a little rascal, but we love her.
What drink made you say never again?
I mean, straight off the bat, Zambuca. Like, I can't even smell it now, just because I overindulged as a teenager, and just keep Zambuca away from me.
Yeah. I remember when I was in my younger days, maybe a bit too young. We would go clubbing, my friend and I. And one time we couldn't get in this club. We didn't get in this club. We weren't allowed in because our IDs weren't good enough or something like that. But then there was a pub down the road that you can always get in this pub, right? So we ended up going to this pub and playing pool all night. And by the end of the night, there was a table, and it was full of shot glasses because we were downing Jack Daniels. And the next day, I was supremely ill, so I can't, like Mark, I can't even sniff Jack Daniels or any kind of whiskey or bourbon without feeling a bit gippy nowadays.
What's the best meal you've ever had?
Oh, ever.
So this is easy for me. When we were on tour one year, we were in Cambridge, and a guy came to our tour and he said, "Look, I'm a chef, and I'd like you to come to my restaurant to have Sunday lunch." And we were like, "Yeah, that sounds great." You know, little did we know that at the time this was a chef called Daniel Clifford, who was a Michelin star chef. He shut his restaurant for us, for the band and our band and the crew, and we had Sunday lunch. We had chicken roast, and it was my favorite dish anyway is a roast, but this was absolutely unbelievable. It was a Michelin starred roast if ever I've had one, and that was the best meal I've ever had.
Do you know what? I can't top that. I think that's the one.
Where is a place you would never go again?
Oh. It's hard, isn't it? Because I think we get to go to so many places, don't we? You know, touring with the band, and we love going back everywhere that we tour to.
I've ever been to a place where I've thought I am never going to go back here again. I don't think I ever have. I think everywhere's got something beautiful about it, right? Like everywhere's got somewhere. Every city's got something amazing about it.
Everywhere's got a pub, hasn't it?
Everywhere's got a pub. Anywhere there's got a beer garden is all right with us.
What do you wish people wouldn't do?
Oh, do you know what? I've got I think it's an actual condition, but I can't stand noisy eaters. So, you know, when someone's really chomping down on their food and making all kinds of noises, like, it just grates on me. So if people could just eat quietly, that would be lovely.
I'm going to be a little bit more serious, Mark. I would like people to stop being unkind. Okay. I think like just be kind. Just be kind. If you've got something to say about somebody or something or someone or anything that's derogatory, keep it to yourself. Like, you know, it's or be constructive about it and be kind about it. You know, like, I just think there's too much. It's on social media nowadays. It's too easy to be unkind. So I think, that's something that grinds my gears.
What was the first song you bought?
I remember, actually. It was when I would have been probably 8 or 9, and I went to Woolworths in East Sheen near Richmond, because that's where I was at school. And I went and I bought Whitney Houston, One Moment in Time, on 7-inch single.
Wow.
It must have been £1.49 maybe.
Beautiful. It wasn't a single, it wasn't a specific song, but I bought Michael Jackson's Dangerous.
That's a great album.
And one of the first songs that I fell in love with in that album, obviously there's all the big songs in there, but one of the first songs was Jam.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I love that
Absolutely
song.
love that song. It is,
Such a tune.
yeah.
We should do that one.
Go with it, go with it, damn. Oh, brilliant.
What is the most indulgent thing you have purchased?
Oh, I mean, in a way, I'll probably have to say our little puppy boy, Degsy, is probably one of the most indulgent things, but
Yeah.
worth every penny, bless him.
Oh. I would say my car. I bought a Mercedes. I've loved Mercedes since I was a kid. So you know, I don't think anybody can say they need a Mercedes or any car, any kind of premium car like that. But I bought a Mercedes.
What has made you recently laugh out loud?
Oh, do you know what makes me laugh?
At something recently, Mark?
Well, I feel like every day I laugh at the gifs that we put on our WhatsApp group. Like, what would we do without gifs? They're just hilarious. So there seems to be a GIF for every occasion, and I don't even know whether I'm saying that right. Is it a GIF? Is it a GIF?
I think it's a GIF. Yeah. What were we laughing about the other day when we were doing something to camera when we were doing that?
Oh, that was it was you. It was a way that you would say we had to say a piece to camera for.
It was a Japanese thing, wasn't it?
That was it. Yeah.
And I went, Konnichiwa. Have you heard?
Have you heard?
I couldn't get this line to sound natural, and Mark was crying with laughter.
Have you heard? Have you heard?
Have you heard?
Yeah, so look out for that.
Who would you say you're a big fan of?
Oh well, I'm a proud Kylie fan. I've got to say, ever since 1987, to be fair. So I'd have to go with Kylie.
I would say I've got a man crush on Henry Cavill. I love Superman, and I think he's the perfect Superman. And we met him. We met him at an Olympics party back in 2012 when it was the London Olympics, and I was proper fanboying, like I was trying to play it cool. It didn't happen. At the time, it was when Superman was being filmed, and because I was so excited about it, I actually had my wallpaper was Henry Cavill as Superman, because they'd started releasing these images, and it was just so awesome. And I went up to him, and rather than just be like, "Hey, we're both at this party together, this celebrity party that's, like, let's have a drink and have a chat," I was just like, "Look, you're my screensaver." So Mark played it cool. I did not.
Well, I didn't know who he was because the film wasn't out, because you're such a massive Marvel fan. Yeah. So that's not even Marvel, is it? Because you're a big superhero fan. You were like, "Oh my god, he's going to be huge in a matter of months," and sure enough.
If you could eject anybody into outer space, never to see them again, who would it be?
Oh, so harsh, isn't it?
It's pretty harsh.
Well, Donald Trump, go on, he can go.
Kate Hopkins, she can go as well.
Tell me about your new song and album.
So our new single is a reimagined version of our hit Gambling Man, and it's called Gambling Man 2.0. And we've it's our 10-year anniversary, so we thought it would be apt and only right that we revisit the song that kind of launched our career. We got to perform Gambling Man on Dancing on Ice and loads of different TV shows in the UK and around Europe, and it's just such a special song for us and the fans. And check out the new reimagined version. It's very James Bond-esque.
Yeah. And the album, it's called The Overtones, and it's called 10. And it's a celebration of the last 10 years of the Overtones. It's been an incredible 10 years, and and we're celebrating that in the best way we know how, which is obviously a new album and a new tour that celebrates the past, present, and future. And we literally cannot wait for people to hear it and come on tour and celebrate with us.
When can people see you live again at last?
Well, we'll be heading out at the end of this year in November, December. It's going to be one massive party. As Mike said, it's a big celebration of 10 years of our career. So expect to be on your feet, like dancing your hearts out. So we'll hopefully see you there. You can buy tickets through our website, which is the overtones.tv. So come on over and we'll see you on tour.
Mark and Mike, that concludes your questions for today. Thank you for taking part in the Spencer Dispenser.
Thank you, Spencer Dispenser.
Thanks for having us, Spencer Dispenser.